The psychology of men who cut everyone off. Have you ever noticed a man who suddenly withdraws from everyone? No calls, no messages, no explanations. One day he's present, connected, involved, and the next he's gone. In a world that encourages constant networking, social presence, and emotional availability, this kind of withdrawal often raises questions. Some label him as cold, distant, or emotionally broken, but psychology reveals a deeper, more complex story. When men cut everyone off, it's rarely impulsive or meaningless. It's often the result of emotional overload, self-protection, and hard-earned clarity. For many, silence is not rejection, but a form of survival, a way to regain control, protect inner stability, and rebuild a sense of self that has been eroded by expectations and emotional strain. Let's explore the real psychology behind men who walk away from everyone and understand why their silence can be a response to pain rather than indifference. Number 1. Emotional overload, not coldness. Men who cut everyone off are often carrying emotional weight that has gone unseen for a long time. They may have been the listener, the fixer, the reliable one, absorbing stress, expectations, and unspoken pressure without release. Over time, this builds into emotional overload. Psychology shows that when emotional resources are depleted, withdrawal becomes a natural coping mechanism. Cutting people off is not about lacking care, it's about reaching a threshold where continuing to engage feels overwhelming. Silence becomes a way to breathe again, to stop absorbing others' emotions when they can barely manage their own. Number 2. Self-protection after repeated disappointment. Many men who disconnect completely do so after repeated experiences of betrayal, misunderstanding, or emotional neglect. When vulnerability is met with dismissal or judgment, the brain learns to associate connection with pain. Psychological defense mechanisms then activate, pushing the individual toward isolation as a form of self-protection. Cutting everyone off is not impulsive, it is learned behavior. It reflects a decision, conscious or not, that distance feels safer than exposure. In this sense, withdrawal is not avoidance of people, but avoidance of further emotional harm. Number 3. Difficulty expressing emotional needs. Research consistently shows that men are often socialized to suppress emotional expression. When feelings cannot be communicated, they accumulate. Instead of asking for space, support, or understanding, some men choose the only outlet they feel capable of, complete withdrawal. Cutting everyone off becomes a nonverbal message, a way of saying, "I can't carry this anymore," without having to explain why. Psychology recognizes this as a maladaptive but understandable response to emotional bottling, not a lack of emotional depth. Number 4. Reclaiming control and identity. For some men, cutting everyone off is a response to feeling consumed by roles: provider, supporter, problem solver, expectation holder. When identity becomes defined by what others need, the sense of self begins to erode. Isolation then serves as a reset. By stepping away from everyone, they regain control over time, decisions, and inner direction. Psychology links this behavior to autonomy restoration, the mind's attempt to rebuild a fragmented identity. Silence becomes a space where they can hear their own thoughts again, free from external demands. Number 5. Healing through distance, not detachment. Contrary to popular belief, cutting everyone off does not always mean permanent disconnection. In many cases, it is a temporary stage of healing. Psychological studies on emotional recovery show that distance can help regulate stress, process grief, and rebuild emotional capacity. These men are not necessarily rejecting relationships forever, they are recalibrating. They withdraw to stabilize, to understand themselves, and to recover strength before deciding how or if they will reconnect. Their silence is not emptiness, it is processing. Final thoughts. Men who cut everyone off are often misunderstood as cold, heartless, or emotionally unavailable, but psychology suggests a far more complex reality.
Their withdrawal is rarely about hatred or indifference. It is usually about survival, protection, and emotional exhaustion. Cutting people off becomes a boundary when communication feels impossible, a pause when life feels too loud, and a shield when vulnerability has become too costly. These men are not running from connection, they are trying to repair themselves in a way they were never taught how to express. In many cases, their silence is not the end of relationships, but the space they need to decide which ones are safe, meaningful, and worth returning to.